How y'all doing, YouTube, Facebook? I didn't feel like standing up and doing this video. I wanted to be as comfortable as possible because I wanted to make sure that I get all of what I got to say out and be free to do it in the most comfortable way possible. I wanted to talk about Africa. And the reason why I want to talk about Africa, because there's one group of people that's saying that the Black Americans originated from Africa, and there's another group of people that's saying that we're not Africans, that we are Aboriginals or the indigenous people. Now, when I was a teenager, my mother came out and told me and my siblings that we weren't called black. And I was like, how was that? And she went and she was like, well, on my side of the family is Blackfoot Indian and black, and on your father's side is black and Italian. And I get my skin shade from my father. He's lighter than my mother. So I was like, how is it that I'm not black and my hair is coarse, really, really coarse, like, you know, a black person? So, as I got older, over the last few years, I started looking at, I really wanted to know what was going on with, where I come from, where everybody come from, really. And I ran into YouTube videos. I started out looking at Ray Hagins, and he was talking about, he was on the African Kemet level, but he also revealed to me that the real where Jesus Christ originated from. So then I went from him to the real Merkabah. And the real Merkabah, if y'all ever heard of him, he focused his work on ancient Kemet in Africa and this and then the other. So I started looking at his material and learned a lot of things from him. And it inspired me, It made me actually feel good to think that that's where I came from, right? I started getting involved with this group called the RGB. I think it's called RGB movement. And I didn't stay long, but it was a movement based on black love, black unity, black power. And we would go out into the neighborhoods, preferably the where the projects were. It was like 3 different projects surrounding us, and we would set up shop on the corner in front of this store, and we would serve food to the community, and stand outside with our black, red, and green sign with the bulldozer. It'd be one person with the I say the bulldozer, I meant the bullhorn. They'd be out there with the bullhorn and shouting out black love, black unity, black power. And it seemed like it was okay at first, and then eventually I started seeing people becoming competitive, and it seemed like, because there were people out there with the cameras going and stuff like that, and to me it seemed like it was like some people took it as a show, and I was really, really serious about it. And I just stopped doing it as soon as I saw that. And the whole point of this video is for me to tell you all what I think about where we come from and all this other stuff that's connected with it. I don't understand how black people, as they call us, I don't understand how could we originate from one particular place. And I say that because there are black people all over the world. There are Chinese black people. There are so many different races that are not connected with us where there are black people. And some of those black people have orange hair, they have red hair, they have blonde hair, they have white hair. They're all different. So how do we originate from one particular place? Then, there are some people that feel like the only way we're going to be who we think that our culture is all about, they think that if we go back to Africa, that everything would change, that we will become as one and we'll have our own and this and then the other. And I was like, how? Because when I was standing out there on that corner shouting black love, black unity, black power, when I was shouting that out, those people didn't believe that. You know why they don't believe that? Because they don't know what none of that means. They don't know what love is. They don't know what unity is. They don't know what black power means. I've even asked myself, what is black power? What is black power? And then the whole time I was out there, the guy that had the bullhorn and he was shouting, talking about fuck Trump and all this other stuff, and talking about just kept repeating what the white man did, this and then the other, and all this other stuff. Now, I don't condone nothing that the white man did. I get pissed off every time I look at a fucking movie like Roots. Like, I tried for years not to watch Roots, but I forced myself to do it because I needed to know what was going on. What was all the noise about? And it pisses me off every time I see something really, something like that done to us. I mean, we went through hell. But white people weren't the only ones that did stuff to us. The Arabs did stuff to us. And from what I hear, the Arabs was way worse than white people. They killed us. They starved us. They made it so that the black man doesn't even have no self-respect for himself anymore. The black man, and I'm talking in general, okay? I'm talking in general. The black man was forced to do things he didn't want to do. He basically, to me, he was like they would choose certain men in the slave quarters to sleep with a bunch of women. They would just send women to him to sleep with. I forgot what they used to call them, but it's a true statement. They used to rape the little girls. They used to rape the women. They used to rape the boys. Of course, they hung us. They had us eating like we were animals. They worked the kids to death. They didn't care whether you was pregnant, whether you was sick, none of that stuff. That's the physical part of the slavery thing. And a lot of black people don't realize that we are still slaves. It's just done different. We're modern slaves now. And because all of that was done to us, we do it to ourselves. We beat the hell out of our kids. We look at each other different because, for instance, I'm light skinned and another person is dark skinned. I've had to fight. Every fight I've gotten into except for one, I had to fight. We're all dark skinned girls. And I couldn't understand that for the life of me. Why am I fighting all the time? And a friend of mine told me, because you're light skinned and dark skinned girls think that light skins think they better than them. And I was like, what? Like, it was really shocking to me to hear that, because my family didn't raise me on racism. I had to find out about racism on my own. And so my point is, I'm standing out there shouting black love, black unity, black power. And 2 days later, a black person is killing another black person. And everything that we complain about so much that everybody else has done to us and is doing to us right now, we're doing it to ourselves. We're shooting each other. We're killing each other. We're beating the hell out of each other. We're turning our nose up at each other just because our situation is not equal to your situation. Because the situation is not the same as yours. We ride around in our so-called luxury cars and look down on somebody else and brag and show and stuff like that, just show off. And we sell drugs to each other. We rape each other. We molest the kids. We make the kids feel worse. We make the kids feel real bad about themselves because we don't like what our ex-boyfriend or husband did. So we take it out on our children. And then not realizing that when you treat your child the same way somebody else treated you, is affecting that child, and then the circle is going over and over and over and over again. That is the setup of how we are in the state that we're in. And we complain and complain about what somebody else do. But at the same time, we want to so-called be free. How are we going to be free if we keep exercising the same actions as our oppressors did? How can you know what black power is without black love and black unity? You don't even know how to do it. You don't know how to do it. We don't know what love is. We don't know what unity is in order to have black power. I'm going to tell you what I think all of that means. To me, black love is, and why even put the word black behind it in the first place? To me, love is being able to be patient with a person, regardless of how different they are. Sometimes you have to get down on that level in order for them to understand you, because because we don't know our native language and our actual customs and stuff like that, we have to be patient with those who are different. We were forced to speak a certain way, which is why I don't understand why black people sit there and attack another black person for misspelling a word or not talking with what they so-called proper, not even realizing that you're forcing what the oppressors put on you to go against another person just because they talk a certain way, or if they spell or if they misspell something, you down talk each other for that. Yet you want to be free. You can't be free. You can't have love, you can't have unity, and you can never have your own without those things by trying to do it within this system, through this oppressed system. Now, I'm going to say this. I'm going to talk a little bit about interracial dating. I really don't want to get too deep into it with that because I'm not trying to cause division. I'm just trying to get people to think about what I'm saying. That's all. They got this word called swirling. I'm so damn sick of hearing that daggone word. I don't know what to do. I think it's just because it's just swirling. Just the word swirl it. And, you know, me personally, I don't believe in interracial dating based on what I know now. Even though I wasn't brought up on racism, I've had white friends in my life before and they were real good friends. You know what I'm saying? When you start off as kids, the kids don't care what color you is. They're going to play with you regardless. They start you out like that to get you used to, you know, being around. That's how the system work. They feed you, they give you a little, they make it seem like it's nice and everything, and then when you grow up and start seeing stuff, they, you know, that's when boom, they got you. You know what I'm saying? You stuck. You already been indoctrinated. You already done started school. You're already a property of the corporation of the United States, blah blah blah. You're already there. But I didn't. I don't believe in interracial dating because it messes with the genetics. It makes things weaker. And I honestly don't like the fact that we all on this earth can't just compromise with each other and not acting like something is ours. I'm like, how is a piece of land yours when the creator made everything? I don't understand that concept. I really do wish that everybody could get along. I really do. That's my real feelings. At the same time, I'm not going to sit there and allow anyone, I don't care what color it is, black, white, green, yellow, I'm not going to let somebody come and threaten my space or my family space. But I say that because black people, all we do is complain and complain and complain about what somebody else doing. And we never ever try to find a solution for ourselves. I'm so sick of talking, and I'm so sick of other people talking about what we should do in order to unite in whatever. Now, I came across a video that had something to do with um the advice show, where he's been exposed. He's been exposed for having a white wife, and talking pro-black. Look, there's no way in the world anybody can be pro-black and be involved in this system. Okay, you can't be pro-black and come to work with a suit on and a tie on and a dress shirt on, dressed like your oppressor, and then you turn around and take the so-called people that you claim that you're all for, you take their money, you reel them in, and then you turn around and we find out that you got a white wife. Now, y'all can do what the hell y'all want to do as far as, dating. Like, I really don't care. I care. I do care. Let me stop lying. I do fucking care. I do care. Because, and the reason why I care is not the fact that these people don't have black skin. It's the fact, the consequences behind it. That's why I don't want no part of it. I don't want no part of it. One of my own siblings is going through some crap right now because he messing with somebody outside his race, and now he gotta, he might be getting in trouble for some mess behind that person. And I tried to warn him not to do it, not to mess with that person. And he, people just got to find out for themselves, And it made me real upset. And I know that whatever he's in trouble for is not his fault. It's not all his fault, I'm going to say. Because we all have to take responsibility for what we do. And when I was out there shouting black love, black unity, black power, I was like, how this is not going to work. We are still under a slave system. We out here complaining. Ain't nobody coming up with no solutions whatsoever, for real. Feeding somebody is, it's okay to do that, but we don't have no real unity. We take our grandparents and disabled relatives and friends, and as soon as something happened to them or whatever, we throw them away. We put them in nursing homes, or either they become homeless. We don't take care of our own families and stuff. So what's the point of even moving to Africa? What is the freaking point? Because if we don't get our mind straight here and learn how to take care of each other here and stop sticking our noses up at other people just because we done so-called moved up. In my opinion, the further up you move, the more brainwashed you are. You was really up in there. You are the biggest slave if you got all that. The $200 and some $1,000 house you done slaved your tail for, and then you gotta keep that up. That's slavery. Then you gotta watch out for the other people that you don't like, which is black people. You gotta watch out for them because you scared they're gonna come and steal all your stuff. That's slavery. I think slavery is in reverse. The modern day slavery. When I walk around the neighborhood and look at these houses and then look at where I came from, to me it's no different. The grass is just greener. In the upper neighborhoods, the upper black neighborhoods, because that's where I live at, the upper black neighborhoods, these black people don't barely even speak to me. And I speak to them and they just either they just ignore me or they just look at me like I'm crazy. But when I'm in the hood, even though there's a lot of crime and stuff like that going on, somebody gonna speak to me. Whether it doesn't matter if it's a negative thing or a positive thing. Somebody gonna speak to me. Hey, what's up? I don't get that over here. That's why I say the higher you get, the more brainwashed and more enslaved you are. Anyway, what is the point of us going to Africa? Because if you can't act right here and you move over to Africa, you're going to do the same shit. You're going to fuck Africa all up, even though it's already fucked up by somebody else. And white people ain't the only group of people that don't like us. There's a Chinese lady that's in the hood where I'm from, and she's a real nice lady. And she, I went and bought some crabs from her one time, and she, asked me, she said, why don't y'all love each other? I said, I don't know. It doesn't make no damn sense. She said, my country sit there and laugh at y'all. She said, it's easy to love each other. Why are y'all going around killing each other? She said, we come in her store and talk all this vulgar language, and I'ma beat you, and da da da, and this and that and the other. Do you realize that we're being made fun of by other races? And I don't want to, it's not even about black on black crime, because there's crime in every regardless. It's crime in every race group, depending on where you live. Like for instance, I grew up around a bunch of black people, and so I've been hurt by a bunch of black people. If I be around white people long enough, white people eventually stop hurting me. Unfortunately, I haven't really had a white person to do anything directly to me. I mean, I've heard white people say dumb stuff like, I hate the way them niggers talk. I experienced that on the job before, and she didn't know I was listening to her, and I confronted her about it, and I didn't care if I got fired or not. You know what I'm saying? However, if you do those things like kill each other, put drugs in each other's pockets, and then got a nerve to look down on them when they strung out shit, you sit there and watch a homeless person sit there and starve. You make it, but then you scared you gonna lose what you got, and the shit that you got is not even yours, but you won't share it with somebody else who ain't got nothing. We don't stick together. If there's somebody in the house that's not doing whatever you expecting them to do, you just throw them out on the freaking street. And to be honest, the ones that's the Christians, y'all is the worst ones. Y'all are the worst ones. Because you swear up and down that you a Christian, but then you don't follow what this Jesus person is saying. Yeah, I know the Jesus character is not real. I know that the character is not real, but the teachings are real. Don't it say in y'all Bible not to throw a person out if they don't got a bed to sleep in? Didn't Jesus say it's best for you to give up everything, the money and everything, and go by yourself? Trust me, if you by yourself and you think like if you unified, somebody gonna take care of you. We don't know how to get along with each other. Most of the killings that happen is because somebody's supposed to have said something about somebody else, and then they end up getting killed, and they ain't even the ones that did the deed or said the deed. But y'all yelling out, we yelling out black love, black unity, black power. Then you turn around and scam the same people you claim you got so much love for. And you focus so hard on what we do. Like, I mean, when I say what we do, I mean like what color hair we got in our head, some of the things we dress, how we dress, and all this other stuff. That's that slave thinking. Because like I said earlier, there are Africans with all different colors in their hair. Yeah, they might put color and weave in their hair, and no, it's not natural, but we've been doing that for years. If you look back at history, Kemet, Egypt, whatever the country you claim you come from, they wore weaves. They had makeup on their face, tattoos, ran around naked, women and men, run around naked. We worry about the wrong things. You worried about a dude with their pants hanging down. I don't like that either, but that's because I know what it represents. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to have my man with his booty hanging out thinking that another dude might be looking at his ass. That's the reason why I don't like it. If that wasn't such a big problem, I wouldn't give a damn about it. It's stuff like that, little stuff like that, that make it hard for us to love and unite with each other, because we so busy looking at what's wrong with each other all the time. We never look at, oh, she's such a beautiful person. You know that they're a good person, but then you take advantage of them in a negative way. How are we any different from our oppressors? They hate us. They don't like us because of our skin. But then you turn around and talk about a light-skinned girl. Or that black motherfucker. Like, really? We call each other what the oppressors call us.